Hi everybody, it's Dave Carlo here. Just letting you know that I'm going to start a YouTube channel. This is my first upload. I want to be in a better position to give you more information on what's going on with the band and anything else that might be of interest. So that's why I've decided to do a channel. Twitter and Instagram have limitations in terms of how much we can do and communicate. And also, I'm not a real presence on Facebook, so that creates a bit of a gap for us. So right off the bat, let me start by talking about why I am less than excited about the way I look these days. Getting older, as you know, nothing we can do about time. But, looking in the mirror these days, I don't see what I wish I saw, but that's okay. I mean, we all get older. However, I want to bring to your attention some of the things that I am self-conscious about these days. One is that in 2017, I had something called Bell's palsy, which paralyzed half of my face. After I came out of that, which took about 4 months, I still had some residual paralysis. So now when I talk, this side of my face is not always completely unparalyzed. So therefore, I have to look stupid when I talk. But that's the way it goes. I can deal with it. Secondly, I started losing my eyesight in 1997. I've still got some of it left, but it's lousy. I have no central vision, which means when I look directly at something, I can't see it. And I should tell you that my eyes also changed over that time. I used to have very wide open, vibrant looking eyes, and nowadays they look almost like they're half closed, or they're almost like they're just a little bit smaller looking or beadier looking or whatever it is. It's because of the loss of eyesight. And, it's come full circle. It started in my left eye, but it moved to my right after 5 years. And now, both of them are lousy, and it's affected in how my eyes even look. So that, plus the paralysis, plus in 2012 I had cancer, and I had something called a neck dissection surgery, where they had to cut my neck open from here all the way around here and remove 27 lymph nodes, as well as a good portion of my tongue. And I recovered much faster than they expected with the speech. I was supposed to get speech therapy for about 3 months after the surgery. I sounded like Sylvester the cat. I still have a bit of a thing going on with the S's, but most people tell me they don't really hear it. But, I'm aware of it because I noticed the change. But the neck dissection surgery left this huge scar, plus a lot of swelling here. I actually have no feeling in this part of my face, even to this day. And it's swollen up. It makes me look like I have 100 chins and everything. It's not that I'm a big fat pig, although, I probably could lose 10 pounds, wouldn't hurt. But it's about the surgery. So embarrassed about the way I look these days. But and that's because I inherited my father's penchant for vanity, because my dad was always like that too. He was always criticizing his own appearance and talking about how ashamed he was of how he looked. Bit tongue in cheek, but still, that's how it was. So moving forward, let's talk about a few other things here really quick. A lot of people want to know, where the hell is the new Razor album, and why is it taking so long to get done? Well, obviously, goes without saying that with this pandemic, the timeline got really screwed up. The last year and a half, it's been very hard to get the guys together to finish it up. But having said that, it was already 90% done. Everything is done. Songs were all written and recorded. Just I have a few guitar solos I still want to lay down, and we have some vocals that we need Bob to come and do and finish up. But other than that, we're pretty much done. I've got a couple of guest musicians for a couple of tracks that I need to set up as well. And then after that, we will mix, and the record will be going off for mastering, and hopefully we'll get it out in 2021. There is, however, one other huge set of obstacles that is making it hard to finish this up. And that is what's been going on in my family since last year. My wife was diagnosed with cancer in June of 2020, and she had to go through a very difficult surgery, and she had to go through 6 months of chemotherapy. And at the end of it, which happened this February, she was not cured of the cancer, and the cancer is still there. Unfortunately, that puts us in a position where we have to now redouble our efforts and hammer it with a stronger session of chemotherapy, followed by radiation. So that's going to make it much more difficult for me to be free to worry about Razor. My obvious priority is my wife and my family. And I will be putting 100% of my efforts behind doing everything in my power to support my wife to keep her around, hopefully for many years to come. But the prognosis is uncertain at this point, and it's been very stressful for our family. We have 2 kids who have special needs, who have mental health illnesses. My son is autistic. My daughter has anxiety disorders and depression. And plus, we have a very high energy dog. And with my wife out of the picture, getting treatment and not able to do much, it puts a lot of pressure on me to pick up the slack. So it's hard for me to worry about Razor when that stuff's going on. Although Razor still is on my mind, and I will still find time to get progress on the record. But the other thing you should know is that my daughter, back in October, had a suicide attempt. It was her 3rd in 5 years. This one was a very dramatic one. She jumped off a bridge and she broke her back. And she was in the hospital for several weeks, followed by a month in a wheelchair. And it was devastating for us. Obviously, she's 20 years old. She's a lovely young lady. She just has a few things that make it very difficult for her to deal with stress. And obviously she needs a lot of love and support, and she gets that from her family, but she is somebody we're concerned about very much too. So between her issues and my wife's issues, and my son also being autistic, and the fact that I'm half blind and have my own issues as well, you know, the family dynamic is very stressful. It's hard to find time sometimes to focus on anything other than fighting fires in my house. And it's, you know, unfortunate, but that's the reality we face. And I'm a tough SOB, and I, you know, try to stay positive in all cases. And my wife is a determined person too. So she's going to fight like hell to stay alive, and I'm going to do everything in my power to support her. And meanwhile, stay tuned to the channel, and I'll give you updates on where we are with Razor stuff. I'm also going to give you some sound bites. I'm going to, you know, put the album on here and there during some of my videos, just so you can get a taste of it, so you can hear what you're in store for. Something else I thought I'd mention to you too is, you know, when we start performing again live, which I'm looking forward to, I'm going to put a couple of things on my my clothing that I wear on stage. I'm going to have this this rose. That's my wife's name. Her name is Rose. I'm going to have this rose put on either, I'm not if I'm wearing this or what I'm going to wear, but it's going to go on something that I wear. Bring her on stage with me. And this very important fuck cancer patch is going on me. You want to talk about something I have contempt for, okay? Cancer. I've got contempt for cancer. And you will find when the new Razor album comes out that we're pretty true to form. If you like albums like Evil Invaders, Violent Restitution, Shotgun Justice, Open Hostility, but especially I think in that Violent Restitution kind of groove, I think you're going to love Cycle of Contempt. You're going to see that even though it's been like, you know, over 20 years, it's been like, I think 1997 was when we did our last recording, Decibels. And Decibels was, you know, I'll have some videos I'll put up talking about my opinion of each Razor album and how I see those albums, as well as my opinion of other bands and their albums too. Try to make some interesting content for this channel. So please stay tuned. Love you guys. Greatly appreciate your support of my band. It means a ton to me. I'm very grateful for that. Stay tuned to my channel, and all the best.